something super cool. I was speechless. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, we're under the Frankenstein right now. Sorry about the lack of uploads, you guys. Been super crazy busy. Good news, Chevelle drop guac, gone, sold. I had to go and deliver that as well, you guys. I've been so busy. Actually went back all the way to Hollywood. I wouldn't say all the way, but down the street to Hollywood, California. So that's nice. That wasn't too bad of a drive, but it was a one-way down real quick, you know what I mean? But let me show you what's going on. A lot of a little, I guess you can say. A whole lot of math and all this jazz. And so long story short, we got the tranny out of here. I even took this bell housing off already one time, took the flex plate off one time, did some PM maintenance underneath, behind it I should say, on the rear main, because I guess these LSXs are known to leak in the back of the main because they have like the little spaghetti kind of style, what would you call that thing? I guess an O-ring. But my man SS Gabe, dude, he gave me that insight. He said go ahead and put some sealant behind there before it starts leaking, so we did that. Appreciate you, man. Also, we dropped the oil pan. I actually had to lift the engine up a little bit because we had a small leak in one of the oil return bungs as well. It was crazy. It was like a crack almost, and it was leaking, so we had to replace that. So we did that. What else? Like I said, a lot of little. I had to remove this valve because it had a leak in it as well. I got to see what we can do to fix that. But back to this guy here, and I also had to order some stuff, so that's another reason why we haven't really been able to do much work on it as much as I wanted to. I ordered this plate. It's a bell housing indicator, like I guess dialing it in, really centering the bell housing to the crank along with this plate. There's a plate back here. This plate there, the one we had on here was somewhat dented. It had a bent and it had a kink in it. I didn't like the way it sat, so it didn't help with the alignment. But what we're really doing is, like I said, trying to center this bell housing so that input shaft sits in the center as possible. And I think that's what was going on with the transmission. It would not release when we had a load on it. So I'm not going to go over too much detail in that because Holly has a good video on stuff like that, on how to do this process. But long story short, we have to move the center of this hole slightly to the left. That's what all these numbers are for. It's just a little bit, and we're going to do it by using these dowel pins here. These are offset dowel pins. These are 14. I want to say these are a 14, a size 14. So depending on how much offset you're going to need. So this guy actually is bigger on one side than the other. So what it'll do, it'll shift the bell housing one way or the other depending on how you line these up as well. So that's kind of what we're doing. So I got to pop these out, and then slap these in, and then tighten everything down in a proper position, and then check the alignment again. All right, boys, so this is what I got going on. I figure you guys don't want to see this boring stuff, trial and error stuff, but this is what I have to do to try to get that dowel pin out. You see up there, and then I had to use like a Allen socket just to get to that hole and try to punch this thing out. It's going. It's finally started working after quite a bit of failed attempts, but you guys can see how far that one's out versus that one. So they're starting to finally come out. I think this is gonna work. I just got to keep at it, keep hitting it, and get that dowel pin out, and use the old Thor hammer here. I'll see you guys in a bit once I get these things knocked out. All right, y'all. Pain in the butt. But you guys can see all this chingadera we got going on here. Got the new dowel pins in there. Got everything torqued down. As a matter of fact, KO came over. He went and grabbed a tool real quick. But he helped me go ahead and rotate the motor because this process is a little bit of a pain in the butt. And you have to have somebody rotate the motor, or rotate the motor 90 degrees and check every 90 degrees. So that way you can see if we can get this thing damn near centered. So if you look right now, it's at the second to last mark here, and we only have basically a thousandth of an inch there. of tolerance, and we should be within 5 thousandths of an inch, which is tolerable. But if you guys look at my old specs here, if you guys look at that one, at that point before we put the dials in, we had 5 thousandths of an inch in at the old marking, and right now we're down to 1 thousandths of an inch. And if you look on this side actually was 23. It was high up there. This number was super high. Earlier when we rotated it, we were actually at 0, believe it or not, at 0. Freaking damn near 0. You know what, let me double check here. I wrote it down. Oh look, no, it actually was 0.001, so pretty close to 0. And then the next one over, we did hit 0 here and 0 here. So this thing is like almost perfectly centered now. So that's going to help that input shaft and also save the life of the transmission. But thanks to KO, what up, dog? We're able to turn this thing, check the dial, and I should say change the dials and get everything squared up. But like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about you guys about this stuff here, because there's a lot more than what I'm going to go in depth with. Check out that video. I'll link it down in the description below. Holly's got a good video on this. But we're going to see if we can probably put the transmission on today. If not, because I still have to shim our throwout bearing. Here's our throwout bearing. Still got to shim that. There's some math I got to do with that. And then, not to mention, put the tranny in. I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. Not sure what's gonna happen. Not sure if we're gonna make it. But LS Fest, this car. You see all the stuff we've been doing, KO and I. We've been working on this thing non-stop, trying to figure out what's going on. And what's going on is the car will not go into gear. But I think I finally figured out what is happening or not. And it has to do with that throwout bearing. It's leaking. It's bad. It's brand new, and that's the worst part about this. It's brand new, and there's like almost bubbles / fluid coming out of this thing. I finally noticed it. Actually, my buddy Justin came over last night. He noticed it as we're trying to bleed the system. I sat there and I bled it for about almost an hour, and every time I'd go back, add fluid and rebleed it again, I'd had air again. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So we finally saw it, and but you can't see it unless somebody is pressing on the clutch. That's another thing. So it retracts, and then you see it leak, and you see it bubbles kind of coming out of the side. So I think that's what's going on. I ordered one up yesterday. Hopefully it gets here on time. They're talking about a couple days before it gets here, so I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but let me show you guys what I did do. Look, picked up some goodies real quick. Just ran around, ran a bunch of errands. Went and picked us up some toolsies real quick. Needed some more tools. My impact took a crap, so I went and picked up an impact. And I also picked up a 1/2-inch drive impact. Big boy stuff for the old lug nuts, you know? And I picked up that snap-on toolbox real quick that we needed desperately outside. Oh, what? US General is not snap-on? I know it ain't, because you ain't gonna pay that snap-on price, man. I'm just saying. That's just me personally. I can't see myself spending so much money on tools. You gotta save it for the car parts. That's just me. Personal preference. You guys like snap-on, that's cool. Do you? I'm gonna do Harbor Freight. But I want to show you guys something super cool. I was speechless when my wife brought it to me. She surprised me. Let me show you guys what she surprised me with. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but it's badass. Let me show you. Damn, Gina. That is so freaking clean, guys. Look at this thing. It's a sign. Not it's a sign, but yeah, it's a sign. That shit is so freaking cool. Excuse my French, guys, but man, this thing is badass. Neon sign, lights up. Now I gotta plug it in for you guys, right? Oh, damn. That's freaking cool, isn't that freaking sweet? That is so freaking cool, you guys. Like I said, she surprised me, man. I just was speechless when I saw this thing. So freaking cool. So freaking cool. Let me know what you guys think, man. We had that little red cart that we use outside, and it's just not working out anymore. We've outgrown it, especially since I'm always running back and forth in the garage and outside, and it's just not working out. So let's open this thing up real quick. Hey, that ain't it. Pile of trash. Oh, there it is. Yes, sir. What y'all think, man? This thing was a pain in the butt to assemble. You guys already know putting this stuff together, man. What a pain in the butt, man. This thing looks so freaking good, though. Look at that. That's gonna look like money. But look, we already did our first mod on the box already, guys. Guess what we did? You guys already could tell. Debadged it, though. How are they gonna know? Like, how are they gonna know? Not only that, added horsepower. It's that GP toolbox now, son. Yes, sir. Added the GP toolbox HP stickers. Guys, go get them at gooseperformance.com, man. Go get yours. Support your boy, support the channel. But now we got somewhere to put our tools at when we're rolling around out back. Yes, sir. But you guys, LS Fest. I'm gonna try to make it. You guys. I'll keep you guys posted. Check me out on IG. A lot of my stuff goes on there. If not, I hope to see you guys at LS Fest. If I don't see you guys from here till then, that means we probably didn't get the car done. But you guys already know. Stay wrenching.